Donald Trump assembled heroes of his own, putting love of country over party. True leadership they've shown. We're so ready for a change, excitement's growing. America first, together we'll unite. Better jobs, better food and healthy families. This is change, we voted for the MAGA bunch. The MAGA bunch. The MAGA bunch. God bless America and God bless the MAGA bunch.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Hope everybody is doing absolutely amazing today. What is up? What is up? If you are catching this on the live, come on in, come on in. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section down below. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I see you guys in the chat. What is going on, chat? Hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving. Oh boy, I am still full. I am still full from Thanksgiving. I wanted to jump into a couple things before we jump into the video. As you guys know, I'm rolling a giveaway. I'm giving away 6 Amazon gift cards. I started it last Saturday, was it? Yeah, and then it's going to roll up until tomorrow, last Sunday until tomorrow. Those gift cards will be mailed out to you. I'm going to read the disclaimer really quick because I just got to, because it's the YouTube situation. So consider subscribing. The only thing that you need to do is subscribe, be a subscriber to the channel. I just wanted to say thank you to all the subscribers and all the viewers. You'd simply just need to type in giveaway in the comment section of the video. I'll reach out to the winners. The winners will be chosen at random. I'll announce the winners on Sunday. Winners will be contacted for their prize. They'll have to adjust the comment, and then just to verify that it's you, blah, blah, blah. This contest is not sponsored by YouTube. I'm solely responsible for the winner. So the only thing that you need to do, guys, is just type in giveaway in the comment section down below. We'll handle the rest. There we go. There we go. What is up, everybody? End of disclaimer. Here we go. Okay. We got a lot to jam into today. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh. What is up, Allison? Margie in the house. Mona from Northern. What's up? Robert says, Thanksgiving was fire this year. It was. I had some energy. Family was great. Although, family is triggering. But it was a great time. Thomas, good morning. Hope you're doing amazing. What is up, all the mods in the chat? My mind, hello, Kat. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Listen, did you guys? So there was this Barron. Excuse me, I was gonna say Byron Donalds, but Barron Trump has been going viral, right? We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about. Let me just look at my notes here. We got Roland Martin. We got roly-poly Roland Martin, okay? We got Elon Musk at the America First at Mar-a-Lago. And we're going to talk about the Justin Trudeau situation with Donald Trump. Some New York news, both with Mayor Eric Adams and New York Governor. What else? We got a little Putin action, Joe Rogan. We got Zucks, James Carville, and delusional Hollyweird people. We all know how those Hollyweird folks are. But before we jump into that, Barron, right? Barron. This guy right here.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
Yeah, you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, first you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now you can do reading, writing, and arithmetic.
I like my suitcase.
I like my suitcase. So Barron, he has been a huge, kind of key pocket for Donald Trump and the administration to get on these podcasts and all these other things like Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, and talking about Bitcoin. But did you guys hear this banger of this remix right here?
I like my suitcase.
So they had this, and then this banger comes out. Listen to this.
I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now. I like my suitcase.
First you will have lunch.
I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase. I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now. I like my suitcase.
So this EDM techno band just made a complete remix of I Like My Suitcase. It was awesome. Anyways, says, imagine going to a rave and that comes on. That would be hilarious. What is up, Margie? Margie says, Tyson, we are ecstatic that MAGA becoming in 51 days and our USA is going to be safe. Yes, 100%. William says, his mom's accent when he had a kid. Yeah, he had his mom's accent when he was a kid. I actually have not heard him speak lately. Anyways, I just wanted to share that really quick. But so we have the one and only Elon Musk. He's been in the news a lot lately, simply because he's looking to buy. They're saying, and I don't know if he's trolling, but MSDNC. But he was at the America First Always dinner at Mar-a-Lago. It was, and here's his speech. It's about 2 minutes, but I just thought that this was a really fascinating speech, simply because they compared Elon Musk to the George Soros, if you would, of the right, but he actually goes on and corrects that.
Some of you may or may not have seen last night a little viral video where we were out on the back lawn and had an amazing night under the stars with music, where I may or may not have said that George Soros of the right happens to be in the room with us. What I didn't see at the time, Elon, because of the lights, is God bless you, you jumped out of your chair and you raised your hand. And that's what it's going to take to save America. Elon, would you mind coming up on stage and just let everyone love on you for a little bit?
I just love Elon is he's awkward with human interactions. This woman was attempting to give him a hug. I just want to point this out really quick. But he was like, yes, stage is my derivative. I need to get to the stage.
Well, listen, I guess someone's got to be the George Soros of the right. I mean, I'd call myself George Soros of the center, I think. We obviously need to have just the basics. As President Trump rightly said, what we need is the restoration of common sense, which is that, we want safe cities, we want secure borders, sensible spending, freedom of speech, respect for the Constitution. Anyway, so if that's George Soros of the right, that's me, okay? So But I mean, I'm incredibly excited about the future, and the public has given us a mandate that could not be more clear. It's the clearest mandate, winning the popular vote clearly, the House, the Senate, the Electoral College by a mile, a majority of governorships, a majority of House legislatures, all Republican. The people have spoken. The people want change. And we're going to give it to them. They will get what they asked for. I think this is going to be the most transformative presidency, perhaps since the founding of the country. And President Trump is picking the cabinet to do it. You can see the choices are people who are actually going to make change. It's not going to be business as usual. We're going to shake things up. It's going to be a revolution. And we're headed towards, I think, a fantastic future. I'm super excited. I look forward to experiencing that with everyone. Thank you.
I love Elon.
Mark
Elon's
Zuckerberg
great.
going to...
Elon's absolutely great. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. I was just about to check the stream here. Thank you. Mona says the stream stopped, but Allison says it's going fine. Perfect. Kat says regarding Barron, he still has accents. That's why we never hear him speak. Yes. Thomas said, if Barron doesn't speak, he can't be misquoted by the mainstream legacy leftist media. Absolutely correct, right? Robert had said Elon is so different that's what makes him stand out, and I 100% agree with that. Elon, yeah. Grant says Elon or Musk is the coolest geek ever. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Elon makes being a nerd super cool. This guy, he tweets 130 times a day, and he's able to manage the Boring Company. He's building tunnels in Las Vegas. He's shooting rockets, saving astronauts in space, launching Doge with Vivek, has one of the biggest car manufacturers, affordable electrical car manufacturers in the United States, in the world, period. I think the Model S is has the largest volume of sales ever, bringing back the auto industry. This guy is fantastic. Yeah. Donna says a role model for young Americans. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And he has the Twitter files. We know what's going on with the Twitter files. These guys are going to go kaput when those Twitter files open up. But, all right. So we have, where's my, oh, look at this guy right here. Okay, so we got Roland Roly-Poly Martin, right? He addresses this controversy that's been coming up with Mr. Roly-Poly, okay? Because he addresses VP Harris and ad buys. Now, Roland Martin has been in controversy ever since this entire presidential campaign. But he talks about these ad buys, and he was actually paid $350,000 or $350,000 to have Kamala Harris on his show, in which he continued to throw softball questions at Kamala Harris. And of course, if you're paid $300,000 from a presidential candidate, you're not going to throw hardball questions. You're not going to, at least, you're not going to make them look bad, right? Because they paid you $300,000. But listen to this guy talk about these ad buys here.
So you got some black folks out here who now are questioning why he gets the money. Because we have a network that reaches millions of people. If I check right now, the YouTube dashboard, in the last 28 days, we will have generated 30 million views on YouTube alone. Y'all do know ads run on Joe Rogan's podcast, right? You do know Spotify sells advertising. In fact, maybe, and I'm gonna get back to this one in a second, but I just want to show y'all something here. Because I don't think people really understand what the hell they talking about. And that's primarily it's because they know nothing about this world that we're living in. How many of y'all are aware? How many of y'all are aware that the entire media ecosystem is built on advertising? Let me say this again.
Yes, brother, but here's the thing, man. His independent network, the Black Star Network, Roland Martin's personal private network, openly needs to disclose that, hey, these are ad buys, right? Or, hey, this person paid me, so this is the reason why they're going on this podcast. Joe Rogan didn't pay, or Donald Trump didn't pay Joe Rogan to go on the podcast. Call Her Daddy was paid to have Kamala Harris on the podcast. Donna says, I bet nobody else pays him to be on the show. Yeah, absolutely.
The entire media ecosystem is built on advertising. There's a thing that happens every year, and it happens in the spring, and it's called the TV upfronts. And in the TV upfronts, that's where almost 60% of all money is actually being spent. If you go to give me 1 second, if you to get dollars.
So he goes on to try to justify the case on why Kamala Harris paid him, and he didn't disclose any of this to anybody.
Black owned, and again, the same Negroes who bumping their gum. So check this out. Go to my iPad. So this sister, I don't even know who she is. She goes, real question, do any of these orgs resonate with you? Now, this brother here, he answers.
I'm trying to find this part. He was talking about Charlemagne.
Here, she's an attorney.
He was saying, Charlemagne, Donna says, paid endorsements should have been disclosed up front, just like ads, 100%. He goes on to, I don't know where this piece is at, but...
The billion, 11 billion. Y'all notice that, right?
Anyways, Roly-Poly Martin, he goes on to talk about Charlemagne the Weasel, right? He said that iHeartRadio, which is the main conglomerate that has The Breakfast Club on as a show, was paid from the Harris campaign in order to get Harris on. And he was saying, oh, Charlemagne got paid. No, iHeartRadio got paid, right? So iHeartRadio got paid, and then iHeartRadio pays Charlemagne to have a show. In this instance, Roland Martin has his own network. He has his own show. And in this instance, Kamala Harris paid Roland Martin directly $300,000 to be on his show, which he continued to throw softball interviews on. The man has a big brain, big heart, and a bigger sense of patriotism for the country. Okay, this is, I believe, something he's talking for in regards of Elon Musk. But Mona said, Roland said, he should start his own church and come out with diamonds head to toe. He's a false commentator. Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't know where this Charlemagne
Drop this story of the ad by media companies.
Here we go.
The media companies literally project at the beginning of the year if they're going to see
Anyways, this isn't the part.
Everybody else should.
Anyways, I explained you the story, but Roland Martin's trying to justify the fact that he got paid $300,000+ to have Kamala Harris on, which, honestly should be disclosed up front, because if somebody's getting paid up front, they should be disclosed and just say, hey, you know what, this person sponsored the show, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. Not try to hide it from everybody else, right? Is there an interview that, Robert said, is there an interview that Kamala didn't pay for? I don't know. I don't think so. She also paid Al Sharpton. I think it was $500,000 she paid Al Sharpton to his nonprofit to be on his show, right? I don't think there was a single spot interview that Kamala Harris went on that she did not pay for. And I think that's where a lot of that money went, There's still stuff coming out about where all the money went. But Donald Trump and the team did organic media, and people wanted to endorse this particular person, not getting paid for it to endorse this person. Anyways, it's just bananas, man. All that stuff should be upfront. Hey, this is a paid video by the Harris campaign. This is why Harris is coming on. Or, hey, this is a paid video on why Donald Trump is coming on. There shouldn't be any of this fugazi stuff, right? I wonder how much Club Shay Shay got. Let me actually look, because how much? I was... Let me see if I can find it. I might be able to find it. My mind can probably find it quicker than I can. But, when I think about that Club Shay Shay interview, that was a super softball interview. All of her interviews were super softball. But Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, he showed up to that interview just throwing straight softballs, man. She spent more money than I could have in 5 lifetimes, and believe me, I can spend. She spent a lot of money, and she went $20 million in debt. That is crazy. Bananas. I don't get it. If my mind's still in the chat, maybe he can find it. But the Club Shay Shay costs, I got to look at their records, but Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, Johnny says, all the lefties and left celebrities are now playing defense as the offense is busting a gut. Did you guys see? So Ellen, Eminem, a.k.a. Eminem, Ellen DeGeneres, fled to the UK, and recently her UK house flooded. It's underwater. Karma's a punk, right? Karma is a straight punk, Ellen. That's what you get for hiding kids. All I can say is camel toe hair. Oh, man. Robert says if she paid for The View, that interview, she totally flunked, and she was definitely aimlessly spending money. Literally should have gone to Trump's. Yep. Champagne at that point. 100%. 100%. What is up, Stephanie? Stephanie in the house. I'll wait until she gets arrested. Yeah, Ellen dyed her hair. She's trying to go Jason Bourne and disguise herself in the UK. But guess what, Ellen? Your house flooded. Hopefully nobody was injured in the house. I don't want anybody to get injured. But if you're giving kids to Diddy and you're a frequent flyer at the freak offs, Ellen. Your house might be, your house deserves to be underwater. Rob says, my chat keeps freezing. Okay. Some reports have said she raised closer to $2 billion rather than $1.5 billion previously reported. That is crazy. That is crazy. And she went $20 million in debt. That is crazy to me. Yeah, Ellen. There's a whole nother rabbit hole we can dive down with Ellen, but so Justin Trudeau, excuse me. I said Jason. I was thinking about Jason Bourne. Justin Trudeau visited Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, right? Here they are getting cozy here. There's a whole nother situation with Justin Trudeau and Zelensky, right? But he's over here kissing the ring because he doesn't want them tariffs. He doesn't want those tariffs. He says, no, Donald Trump, no tariffs. No tariffs. Justin Trudeau begged Donald Trump to reconsider the tariffs on Canada.
When he makes statements like that, he plans on carrying them out. There's no question about it. Our responsibility is to point out that in this way, he would be actually not just harming Canadians who work so well with the United States, he'd actually be raising prices for American citizens as well and hurting American industry and businesses. But there are ways for us to work together to demonstrate, as we did years before, that we can do things together. We can create opportunities and growth and good jobs on both sides of the border by being the partners and allies we've been for decades. What it requires is, first of all, a Team Canada approach, which we put together well last time, where we started putting together the Team Canada approach earlier this year, where premiers, where labor leaders, where business leaders all come together to demonstrate that things go best for the United States when things go well at the Canada-US border and things go well working together. So we're going to work together to meet some of the concerns and respond to some of the issues, but ultimately it is through lots of constructive, real conversations with President Trump that I'm going to have that will keep us moving forward on the right track for all Canadians.
Oh, please, no extra tariffs for Canada, eh? Donna said he should get extra tariffs. Yeah. Stephanie says he's going to take their illegals, though. It's so weird. What's his plan? He does. He always looks like he's in a college debate. Look at him. He's an interesting character, this Trudeau fella. Tucker told y'all daddy is coming home and he is pissed. It's time for a whooping. If we would have known America would have thrown a huge party for Ellen when she left and she vowed never to come back. She can't come back. She can't unless she tries to get pardoned, right? Diddy requested a pardon. It's crazy. What is up, Mike? Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Mona says, I remember after Justin Castro met Donald Trump on a hot mic making fun of Trump. He's a goof. Yeah. Him and Zelensky, man. Canada really needs to vote Trudeau out. That guy is a communist. He's no good for Canada. I agree. They're just ruining stuff over there. Second United States, right? New York governor goes against the Democrat Party and says that she will assist Trump's deportation in order to get rid of illegal migrants. A lot of Democrats that are in power are saying, hey, no, we're not going to help them, blah, blah, blah.
Our immigration system is woefully broken. It's been broken for decades. There was an opportunity to make meaningful change that the Republicans in the House of Representatives killed, and they should be held accountable for that. But we need to fix the border, fix the system. But I'll tell you this, those who come here legally, we want to get them jobs. I have 460,000 open jobs in the state of New York. I want them to get the proper work permits. I want them to keep their temporary protective status, if that's what they have. I want to make sure that they're part of contributing to society while they're here. That's separate from people who are criminals. Someone breaks the law, I'll be the first one to call up ICE and say, get them out of here. So there is a difference in categories of individuals. And so I just had a meeting this morning with my team that's been studying all the scenarios that could play out over the next few months and what we need to do to prepare. We'll be announcing more about that. And also making sure that our final requests to the Biden administration are secure. And so that's something else, again, I'll do a report on what we've achieved in the next couple of weeks.
So just to be clear, are you supportive or not supportive of deporting undocumented immigrants whose only crime is either crossing the border or overstaying?
If they're here with legal papers, like they came and they're seeking asylum, like the 224,000 people who came to New York, they're here legally in search of asylum. And that process will play out. But there are other people who commit crimes or are known to be criminals before they arrived here. When those are identified, I'll be the first one to help get rid of them. I don't want them here. I don't want anybody terrorizing my citizens. So that's the difference.
Patrick says we really need to arrest the people that are hiring illegals. They're aiding criminals. Go to jail. You know, it's interesting to me that some of these sanctuary cities or sanctuary states are saying that they're not going to help Tom Homan. They're not going to help the Donald Trump administration. They're just not going to help with the deportations. And she's right here regarding criminal activity. If an individual is, you know, and the asylum thing is an interesting situation, right? Because anybody at the time currently can seek asylum. But anyways, this New York governor, she's a Democrat, and she openly says, hey, you know what? We're going to help deportate some of these individuals that were crime committed illegals. And then we got to get them out because they're ruining cities. And I feel the same way. And I think all these places, California, Chicago, New York, should deport these individuals like immediately. Soros, world young leaders should be prosecuted, like including Trudeau. Yes. Yeah, and the asylum situation is unique because everybody can be classified as an asylum seeker, which is bananas to me. They can just claim it and say, oh, I'm seeking asylum. But at the end of the day, they're just trying to get over here. It's crazy. H-2B is a good program, but they are vetted really well and still have some fall through the cracks. Yep. Eric Adams, New York Mayor Eric Adams, he is requesting that Donald Trump gives him a pardon here. This is funny.
state leader in legal hot water, but he could get help from the highest office. We've told you about the case making Eric Adams the first sitting New York City mayor to be indicted on federal criminal charges. He's facing bribery, conspiracy, and other allegations. But the Democratic mayor has some support from President-elect Trump. The former president faced his own charges from the Department of Justice and vocally criticized the agency, accusing them of acting on the Biden administration's orders. After pleading not guilty, Mayor Eric Adams is echoing those sentiments, saying the indictment comes after he criticized the White House for its handling of the migrant crisis in New York City.
You were persecuted, Eric. I was persecuted, and so are you, Eric. Mayor Adams has been treated pretty badly. You know, when he said that this whole thing with the migrants coming into New York, this is just not sustainable. He said it very nicely. I said, well, he's going to be indicted by these lunatics for saying that. A year later, he got indicted.
It's not clear if President-elect Trump would use his power to rescue the high-profile Democrat from the indictment. Sources tell CNN the two men have spoken since Trump won re-election, but it's not clear if a pardon was discussed.
Patrick said, unfortunately, every major deportation mandate is caused by employers looking for cheap labor. Yep. That's happening here in Vegas. I talked about it a couple videos ago. They're just looking for cheap, uninsurable labor, right? New York senator talking about making New York and other northeastern states joining Canada. Oh, man. Yeah. You know, the DOJ, the Trump administration is definitely, I feel, going to go after the DOJ, right? Because they've been wrongfully accusing, they criminalize, and we saw this with the Trump case, right? They're just putting up crappy rap sheets to make an individual look bad. Yeah, Kat said it's time they stop making so much profit, huge profits. I agree with that.
State leader in legal.
We saw a few videos ago that Chicago Chicago is another sanctuary state, and this local pastor slams Chicago mayor on plans to fight Donald Trump's deportations, right? This particular mayor had like a 14% approval rating. And we saw like there was a congressional hearing, or excuse me, an open forum hearing where locals of the community were slamming this mayor because of the poor approval rating and allowing all these migrants to come into these cities. And here is this local pastor talking about this here.
Not allow in the city of Chicago our mayor to speak on our behalf because he does not speak on the behalf of the people. He only has a 14% approval rating. That means that the majority of the people in Chicago do not agree with his policies, nor do they agree with him. Not allow.
Yeah, and if we remember, let me see if I can pull up this. I'll pull this up. Hold on. There was a situation in Chicago. Let me, if you guys remember. Oh my gosh. I just pulled up a photo of Lori Leftfoot. Jeez. Let me see if I could find it. Thomas says, Doesn't federal immigration law require immigrants to seek asylum to apply via U.S. point of entry? These laws were never changed or amended to include all of those violating our borders. Yep. Our Colorado clown mayor backed off his resistance against the deportation once he found out he could go to jail. Oh, man. Yeah, Lori, what's her name? Left foot. Lori Lightfoot. Oh, my gosh. She's a mess. She was horrible. But anyways, these places in Chicago are getting ransacked, just like L.A. Yeah, that's a scary sight, Beetlejuice. Look at this photo that just popped up. Look at that. Oh. Oh, man. Her suit's like 3 sizes too big. Chicago knows how to pick them. That kid trolling Trudeau, same moose ears. Mar-a-Lago is priceless. Trump give that kid a gold medal. That's funny. Before, asylum seekers used to have to wait to be processed, and not sure why they've changed that. Yeah, you can just easily expedite that through that app. Oh, man. Where was I at here? Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got this is Putin talking about the crimes against Donald Trump and his resilience. I'm not sure if this is how this is going to work on the tubes, but this is a clip of Putin. This is dubbed here. So
the Russian leader Vladimir Putin, who hailed President-elect Donald Trump as a smart and experienced politician who will be able to put an end to the war in Ukraine. Speaking to reporters in Kazakhstan, Putin also questioned President Joe Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to use American long-range missiles against Russia, which could create additional difficulties for the incoming Trump administration.
It's possible that the current administration wants to create difficulties for the future administration. That is also a possibility. But as in my view of the newly elected president, he's a quite clever and experienced man. I think he will find a solution given that he has tackled such a challenge as reclaiming the White House.
The Russian leader also congratulated Donald Trump for winning the presidential election and acting like a real man during the first attempt on his life.
What struck me the most is not that Trump was faced with uncivilized means, including assassination attempts, more than once. By the way, in my view, even now he's not safe. Yes. Why? The U.S. history has seen various developments.
Putin also criticized the judicial procedures against the president-elect just days after the Justice Department dropped 2 federal criminal cases against Donald Trump.
He is a clever and cautious man. I should hope he realizes all that. Most of all, I was shocked to see that it was not just he who faced humiliating and unfounded judicial procedures and accusations and so forth.
The Russian leader continued that he was shocked that not only Donald Trump, but even his family and children were targeted by his political opponents during the election campaign. Putin said such behavior from Democrats was revolting and that not even bandits would resort to these methods in Russia.
His family members, his children also faced attacks. In our country, not even bandits do so. In turf battles between criminal groups, they don't touch women and children. They leave them alone. Men fight each other. Over there, they do touch them. It's so disgusting and demonstrates the degradation of today's American political system.
That right there, that statement, you know, is huge, particularly coming from this individual right here on the screen. he's saying that in Russia, they don't even touch kids or women, right? And here they raided Mar-a-Lago. This is one of the main reasons why Miss Trump, Melania, did not reach out. She said, no, I ain't going to meet Joe Biden, because she was one of the individuals that agreed to the search of Mar-a-Lago. Thomas says it's hard to believe Chicago mayor actually wanted to increase the city's property tax by $3 million for his poor judgment. He is unanimously defeated by the city council. Jason said, can't get my wife over 15 years, but a 2-year-old can come over the border by herself. Exactly.
Notably, Donald Trump shared a cordial relationship with Putin during his first term in the White House. However, there's been widespread speculation surrounding Donald Trump's affinity to Putin, considering Russia's aim to diminish the United States at every turn. And ahead of his second presidency, Donald Trump has vowed to end Putin's war in Ukraine in just 24 hours, which would include forcing Ukraine to cede territory.
Yeah, if Putin's calling it disgusting, this is what Steph said. If Putin's calling it disgusting, that's a wow. You know, when he said that they don't even touch women or children, that is crazy to me. If Putin's saying that, right? Considering the fact that Putin had years of experience with KGB, his concerns regarding Trump's personal safety should be taken seriously. And this isn't the first time that Putin had said something about Donald Trump's safety here. President Trump should stop giving these states federal funds. Yep. Trump hasn't even been sworn in yet, and they're already turning Putin into the bear cub. Yeah. This is really good news coming from Putin, that he sees the BS that the Biden administration is pulling. Yep. And that's probably why they don't get along. Look at this. This is an old video. This is from 2019, but watch this here. So this is VP here, and then this is DT. And watch this interaction here. Watch this handshake, right? If Joe Biden did this handshake here, Joe Biden's arm would fall off like Mr. Glass. He pulled him in so hard. You know, that's Trump's power move, right? With the handshake, the grab and pull. Just to confirm authority. That's a leader right there. He's like, bro, you ain't effing with us. You ain't effing with us, man. Because I feel it's like it's on Putin whether or not, yes, I agree. Yep, this is pure alpha energy right here. I think every country has been acting out with no adults in the room. No one respects Biden, and they took advantage. I agree with that. How many of you guys agree with that statement? I think everybody took advantage. Migrants, other countries, they all took advantage of this. Yeah, Patrick says, I love Donald Trump's handshake pull. Putin looks so tall on the podium next. Yeah, the military-industrial complex, right? This is what's often talked about, is the left war machine and the military-industrial complex, right? Wars generate revenue, and Donald Trump and the administration want peace. And this is a power move right here. Joe Rogan talks about this power move here. Right here.
I shook his hand. I'm like, oh, I know he's about to do. So
What's up, Jenny?
And I'm like, oh, I know he's about to do. So I fucking anchored myself. I'm like, not today, son. Not today. Would you give me a nice pull? And I'm like, but we're hanging on for a while. So then the next time I met him, he was at a UFC as well.
Did he try to pull?
Dude, I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
I'm sitting down and he looks at me and he goes like this and he gets up, starts walking towards me. And I get up and I reach over with my hand and he gets and I'm over a table. I'm over a table. He really fucking got me.
He got
me good. He got me good.
Fucking
He got me good. I'm like, this
Aikido.
motherfucker learns from his mistakes.
Oh. Here's another clip from Joe. Where's my PBD podcast here? Where is it at? But here's Rogan talking about some artists, musicians, other people reaching out to Joe Rogan after he fully endorsed Donald Trump. And we've seen this in the media, right? Where Hollyweird is predominantly filled with Democrats. And there's this kind of shame nuance about endorsing a Republican candidate. I think there's only been a few individuals that openly talked about it. Sylvester Stallone didn't come out until later, but Zachary Levi came out. Who else? I'm trying to think of not Clint Eastwood. Some other celebs came out. But anyways, here's a clip on Joe Rogan talking about people reaching out to him and saying, "Hey, I'm glad that you endorsed him." Yeah, the dragon believer. I can't believe Joy Behar said that Joe Rogan believes in dragons, right? She was like, yeah, I checked it. She didn't check Jack. Mel Gibson, yep. Mel Gibson openly came out.
There's a lot of people that don't speak their mind. Do you know how many artists that have reached out to me that are like fucking hippies, man? Like artists, like musicians, comedians that thanked me for endorsing Trump because they can't do it. They said they want to, but they don't want to be attacked. They can't say it. They think the country's going in the wrong direction. They think that this control of social media by the government, which we would have had pretty much fully if it wasn't for Elon buying Twitter, that this is a dangerous precedent to set, whether it's a right-wing government or a left-wing government. And that what you see that's happening in the UK where people are being imprisoned for tweets and Facebook posts.
Yeah, in the UK is the part that's mind-bending about it to me.
Mind-bending. The whole thing is nuts, and it's a dangerous path that we were on. We were on that path. Trump has vowed to have free speech become a very important part of what he's standing for, and that this censoring of information needs to stop, and that we need to stop all government influence in what people have to say.
Yeah.
Agree. What's up, Risking My Biscuit? Yeah, a lot of cultures believe in dragons. Jenny says they're afraid. My goodness, that's right. Risking My Biscuit says everyone's tired of the woke mindset and nonsense that they voted against the woke ideologies in our government. Yeah, it is crazy. Because as soon as, that mandate of November 5th, these companies, Google, Walmart, they're all dropping their DEI bullcrap that they've been pushing on everybody for so long. And Jaguar apparently didn't get the message because Jaguar still pumped out this bullcrap ad, and it's just garbage, right? What's up, Justin? Mona says hippies are full of soy. Oh, man. Dennis Quaid. Yeah, Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid, Sylvester. Yeah, they all came out in support of Donald Trump. I wonder if Taylor is pregnant now, if she's a Trump supporter. Yeah, because she found out that women actually can get pregnant, and men cannot. So Taylor's like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm a Trump supporter now. Taylor's not pregnant. I don't know. But I don't think she, honestly, that whole relationship with Kelsey and Taylor Swift, I think that's a bullcrap PR move, because I've seen Kelsey's previous girlfriends, and they don't look like Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift's definitely not like his previous girlfriends. Jenny says Ellen is going to have to toe the line in the UK. Yeah. Risking my biscuit, but now we're fighting odds and going back from woke. Yeah, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a little bit. Robert said, do you think Trump would have won without X? No. No, that's my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. I'm so glad that Elon did buy X or Twitter at the time, because if you look back at the press coverage for Donald Trump, it was like 89% negative against Donald Trump. And that is what the majority of folks watch. And I think without X, Donald Trump would not have been able to catch the rhythm of positive news coverage. And then also the influence of podcasts and independent media like YouTube, the Theo Vaughns. And then also, I think, Charlie Kirk on TikTok. Charlie Kirk shout out to Charlie Kirk and Turning Point. They have a bunch of followers and their views on TikTok are insane. So what do you guys see? Do you think that Trump would have won without X? That is a great question, Robert. Donna said the Redskins are coming back. Yeah, I think it's temporarily, but the Redskins are coming back. I have an OG Redskin shirt. I'm not a Redskin fan, but I wear the Redskin shirt in spite of the woke ideology, because it's from like the 80s. It's a vintage Redskin shirt that actually, when I purchased this house, it was in one of the closets, so I kept it and I wear it. Woke is dangerous. Yep. Full of soy. Full of soy, Jenny says. She won't be a childish cat lady anymore. That's what she says about Taylor Swift. No more DEI. Yeah. It's garbage. Yeah, it's really sad to think about what they're doing for free speech in the UK. It's sad. You can't even pray, right? It is sad. Imagine if the United States was like that. And that is the direction that we would have been going. I don't think if Elon, if he didn't buy Twitter, Zucks probably wouldn't have the testicular fortitude to come out to say that, the Biden administration pushed me to suppress information like the Hunter Biden laptop and push Biden-Harris campaigns. I don't think that he would have had the balls to come out to say anything. So Elon buying Twitter was huge. Rob said, I don't trust any left who talk all BS about Trump. Now that he won, they're begging for forgiveness. I would tell them all no. Yep. Same thing with Zucks, right? But I'm going to jump into that here in a minute because PBD talks about Zucks on the PBD podcast and how Zucks went over to Mar-a-Lago to go talk to Donald Trump, maybe for a potential pardon. Robert says, I feel like Elon truly saved America. I think he did. Mona says, once Taylor took the pearl bath in her video, she put her loyalty in Lucifer. May not be the group to disclose, but Hollywood rituals are real. Bohemian Grove. This is why they I'm not sure what the situation is with the babies and blood, presumably, but This is why they want to appear younger. This is why they want to be, maintain this young status. We see that with Pelosi and other Holly weird celebrities, right? Yeah. X was standing up to the Constitution and showing that the misinformation trend was wrong. Yep. Donna says, have you noticed Trump is ignoring mainstream media? They don't even know they didn't even know Trudeau was coming. Yeah. And if you guys have heard, the transition team from Biden to Trump, Trump's not using any government communications. It's all going to be self-funded. They're all going to do everything under the radar because they don't want any potential spy psyops like in 2016 with the Obama transfer over to Trump. Jenny says, shout out to Charlie Kirk. He worked hard. So did Scott Pressler. Scott got the Amish. Scott got everybody that were registered voters but didn't actively vote. Patrick said, Trump maybe could have won without X or Twitter, but I prefer not to do alt history. Yep, I agree. Linda says, I can't believe what's happening in the UK. It's truly upsetting. It really is. They don't have freedom of speech or they don't have the Second Amendment. They relinquished all their power away. Elon is a hero, really putting in the line of the nation. Yep. Grant says, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think Trump would have won without X. Yeah, I agree. So here is PBD because Robert says Zuckerberg is a beta forever. He's Trudeau and Zucks. They're both kissing the rings. They're like, oh, please. Putin too, right?
Zuckerberg dines with Trump at Mar-a-Lago and marking a notable meeting between a Facebook founder and former president who had been banned from the platform after January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. A Meta spokesperson confirmed Zuckerberg was invited to discuss the incoming administration with Trump's deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller, stating Zuckerberg wants to support the national renewal of Americas under Trump's leadership. Zuckerberg has shifted toward a more positive stance on Trump, praising his handling of an assassination attempt as badass earlier this year and accusing Biden administration of pressuring the Facebook to censor, by the way, this is AP News, to censor COVID-19 content. Despite this, Trump recently mocked Zuckerberg on Truth Social, warning Zuckerbucks, be careful, while referencing election fraud claims. Okay, so this is a couple things here to be thinking about. On one end, and Tom, I'm going to come to you right after this. On one, to me, is Zuck is, we're forgetting that. How old was Zuck when he started Facebook, Rob?
He was like 21 from college.
How old was Zuck when he started? I'm actually curious. Was he 19 or 20? I'm trying to see the exact.
Over under
19
20,
years old.
yeah.
Okay.
19.
So he was 19 years old when he started Meta.
He just turned 40.
So can you Google who are Zuckerberg's parents? Who are Zuckerberg's parents? Like, what do they do? I'm curious. Is there anything about his parents? So Edward Zuckerberg, can you zoom in? Is there anything to find out who he is? Dentist, father. Okay, how about his mother? Let's see what his mother, zoom in. Psychiatrist.
Edward and Karen
okay,
Zuckerberg.
Perfect. And look at that picture right there. Mom, dad, and himself in the middle, right? That looks like a liberal family, right? Doing all the right things, going to Harvard.
It does.
Look, it looks like a family, hardworking, but at the same time, academia, you got to go to school, you got to go to the right school, all that stuff. And we automatically expect this guy in his 20s to already know what's right and what's wrong. And then he happens to become a billionaire very early. Then this thing grows into the biggest community worldwide. How many users does Facebook have, Rob? I think it's like 2.2 billion. I may be off by a few hundred million, but it's a lot of people.
90%.
Gina said, don't trust Zuckerberg. He ruined people's lives on Facebook's bans. Lives on Facebook bans that supports President Donald Trump. Still doing it to this day. I'm excited for January because then freedom of speech is going to be more open. Fingers crossed. Communities like this one, communities like Facebook, Blue Sky can go somewhere. That's where all the libs are going, is Blue Sky. After they get beat up on Twitter, they're like, we're going to Blue Sky. We're going to go to Blue Sky. That's good. Go over there. But Facebook, Instagram, Google, all these things, all these places need to bring back this freedom of speech.
So
those are grandmas.
How many? 3 billion users
3 billion.
on Facebook, active monthly users. Damn. Wow. That's active. Okay. 68.85 of the total monthly users log in on their mobile device monthly. That's a pretty impressive number.
But does that count Instagram, WhatsApp, all that? Just everything?
This just says Facebook. Okay.
Oh, man.
So then you go look at Instagram. Then you go look up, he owns WhatsApp. He owns all these companies.
Mm-hmm.
And what is his net worth today, Rob? If you type in his Mark Zuckerberg net worth,
110 billion. I'm giving
more than
maybe
that.
more than that
He
at this
could be,
point.
well, 200
What
billion.
now? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
to
where
you.
was it 2 years ago?
Oh
I think
no,
it was
you're
half
right.
of that.
Yeah, no, less than half of that. So 198 billion
This
dollars.
guy's crushing.
Yeah, of course he is. He's a top 5 guy right now. Wow. So he's in there. He's like, hey, listen, I understand there's all these other guys. Just so you know, I'm the youngest guy worth $200 billion in the world. Bezos in his 50s. Musk is in his 50s.
Bezos in his 60s.
Gates is in his 60s, 70s. Buffett's in his 80s. So he's like, guys, I can also change.
Larry's in his 70s.
Larry's in his 70s. So he starts hanging out with jiu-jitsu guys, UFC guys. He changes. He starts looking at what's going on. And he's, by the way, one of the best things happens when your parents get a divorce, you learn about both families a lot when you're going through a divorce. Think about when you're the CEO, the owner of the biggest social media site worldwide, and both the left and the right are calling you, asking favors and trying to run campaigns. You know what you learn? You learn both of them how they approach you. Mm-hmm. Which one approaches you and trying to negotiate with you? Which one approaches you with threats? You understand what happened right there? Of course. So imagine you are learning, dude, these guys on the left are threatening me. What is this all about? If I don't do this, we're going to do this. The other side is just trying to convince me.
Yeah.
So one is trying to sell me. The other one's trying to threaten me. I'm not part of the threatening community. I build I've done more in my life than any one of you guys has done combined. You 2,000 politicians combined don't have my net worth. What do you think? I brought a lot of value to the world here myself at a young age. So now he's evolving. I think Zuck right now, as much slack as everybody's given him, I think Zuck at 50 years old, maybe even sooner, Zuck's going to be a player. And when I tell you he's going to be a player, I think he's going to be a player. Unfortunately, right now, he's getting criticized. They show the picture of Elon, and have you seen that picture where Elon and Trump?
So, PBD's a business guy, right? He's a businessman. So he's just attempting to stay neutral in this conversation because maybe there's a couple plays for PBD with Zucks in the future. But, Elon is probably whispering in Trump's ear and saying, hey, we, just kind of trust this guy with a grain of salt. Let's see what he has to say, see what's coming out. But don't necessarily trust Zucks off the jump. Stephanie says if Zucks didn't come forward and blow the whistle, he knew they would come after him. So he offered him information to Congress. Yep. Still, no apology. Especially during the C-19 crap. No apologies. People are still in Facebook prison for the stuff during C-19, during COVID. Those folks were putting out information about zinc and ivermectin and all this other stuff that actually worked, not the Fauci stuff, right? And they were saying, misinformation. Accounts banned. People lost some of their livelihood because they were monetized on Facebook. They were monetized on YouTube, and they were openly speaking about just sharing information, and they're done. It's crazy to me. Patrick says, Blue Sky is the insane asylum for the internet. Their users need to be separated from the rest of the internet. 100%. Go. Don Lemon, Don Lemon, Blue sky. See you later, bro. Joy Reed, Joyless Reed. Boom. Blue sky. See you later. Rob Rittner, blue sky. See you later, bro. Ellen should be in jail. Zuckerberg is a crawler. Jenny said, I never heard of Bohemian Grove. It looks like some folks let you know what that is. Robert said, I ditched Facebook and Instagram, never gone back. Yep. I'm very sick that the elites, including past presidents, are involved. It's disgusting. It is absolutely gross. Patrick said Twitch can also keep all the gaming weirdos. Yeah. Yep.
They're having the lunch, the McDonald's burgers on the plane, and then Zuckerberg's outside the window. Have you guys seen that picture or no?
On the online ads and the monopoly that Facebook has,
President and
the federal government right now. One, the COVID censorship and the censorship of right-wing media. Hearings are going to come up, and there's oversight committees, things up there. And down the street, Google is being broken up. Then there's the FCC, Section 230. That is not going away. It's coming back. And there will be hearings on that in the spring on Section 230, Pat. And guess who's going to be back in front of Congress? Mark Zuckerberg. Yep. The federal FTC on the online ads and the monopoly that Facebook has, they are hearings coming. And they've already told last week, Google was called, maybe we'll just spin Chrome off and do something else. It's the largest data gatherer that they have, the Chrome browser. And they're like, holy crap. That's number 3. Number 4, there are hearings that are going to go on young girls and the addiction and hurting themselves. And should there be limits on young girls? And there's already state attorney generals that are out there that are putting that. Number 4. Number 5, data use. When do you collect data and how do you store it? And does the user know about that? Hearings are coming up next summer on that. Those 5 reasons could take 5 dinners to talk about. And I think Musk, knows it. He understands it. He sees it. But Zuckerberg, I think Musk knows exactly why Zuckerberg would go in there. Zuckerberg needs to, in addition to that letter, Jim Jordan, he needs to make nice with the new president and his head of the FTC, head of the FTC, FCC, the censorship hearings, the Consumer Protection Agency, and Data Use Protection Group. So there's a lot of reasons for Zuck at gunpoint to do this. We will find.
Yep. There's a lot of reasons. Thomas said, Zuckerberg's always looking out for himself. His actions and decisions are intended to benefit himself and his interests. Beware. Yep. They're all criminals as they. Yep. All right. All right, we got James Carville, right? We got James Carville talking about all these damages for the Harris and Walz campaign, and all the fundraisers and donors are burnt. Lately James Carville's just been speaking the truth about his party, and he's just open with it. Patrick said, I want Fauci to be called to force public interrogation. RFK Jr. will lead the interrogation. Great book to read, The Real Anthony Fauci. Yeah, I'm actually putting together a video regarding some of that stuff with Mr. Anthony and RFK. But we didn't even get an apology. All these people, right? Fauci had openly stated that what was that rule? The 6 foot between people? That doesn't work. The mask didn't work. Oh, you just put a piece of cloth up. It doesn't work. Whatever. Anyways, here's Carville.
But the resistance is going to have trouble raising money. These fundraisers are burnt. They're really pissed now. And the damage that the 2024 campaign has done, the damage that this decade has done to the Democratic brand is almost unfathomable. Almost unfathomable.
Boy, I hope those funders wise up, because they're going to get hurt too. But talk about the damage the 24 campaign did, and I think you're not. I think you place some of that blame on the Harris High Command.
First of all, remember that scene in the movie The Graduate where he says, Benjamin, come, one word, son, one word, plastics.
Right.
You know,
Right.
one word, audit. So I have people that are contacting me to run for DNC chair. Promise you I'm not going to get in the middle of that. But anybody, and I don't have a vote, or I don't have an opinion, no one cares, but I would say the policy number one is we're going to audit everything. We're going to audit the campaign. We're going to audit Future Forward. We're going to audit the DNC. So people can know. But I'm telling you, without complete transparency, the campaign, we think, raised $1.5 billion. Okay. We know that Future Forward, the last we saw was 900 million. So we can assume that they got to $1 billion before election. That's $2.5 freaking billion. Do you have any idea where that money went? Does anybody have any idea where that money went? I mean, I have some places I started looking. All right. And it's all, Albert, I promise you this. The amount of money and the amount of lobbyists that were involved in this campaign is staggering. It's staggering.
We'll talk more about that, James, because if that's
Okay.
that's not what the Democrats are supposed to be.
There is definitely going to be an investigation on where all this money went. Patrick Kennedy said, I want those DNC weirdos to answer one question. Who the F is in charge? Exactly. Kamala Harris is on a beach somewhere doing drunk Zoom calls to her donors. And Joe Biden's probably on vacation in Delaware. Who knows? This is James Carville. I wanted to, I'm not going to share this whole clip, but this is Bill Maher. Just look at this. He asked the Deputy Secretary of Defense, Kathleen Hicks, on why the Pentagon did not pass their audit, and just look at her body mannerisms as she answers this question. It is absolutely ridiculous. I think if we failed an audit and answered a question like this, there would be repercussions.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's really only one that
Yes.
that hasn't.
That would be ours. Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
So why?
Yeah, you and I talked about a little bit backstage about really, what most people would find very boring, but I think we were excited to talk about business systems. And DoD doesn't have the kinds of backbone business systems that collect data in a way that can allow you to pass an audit. So that's a high priority for me. We've been making sure we're investing in those
Right.
systems.
But
It's
you know, like,
probably,
to
it's
hear that,
probably
like-
a 10-year process.
I understand, but you do realize, like, to an audience of Americans, like,
Sure, I completely agree.
crazy.
Her nonchalant response about why the Pentagon failed their 7th audit is just absolutely disgusting to me. Sure, yeah, it's going to take 10 years for us to fix it. No, it's not. It's not going to take you 10 years to fix it. You just want pay for 10 years to fix it. It could probably be fixed in a matter of 4 quarters. It could be fixed in a year. I'm sure that there's a lot of stuff that you got to go back and look at, but this is just evidence stating that their systems, she says, our systems are
Priority
dated.
for me. We've been making sure we're investing in those
Right.
systems.
But
It's probably a way that can allow you to pass an audit. So that's a high priority for me. We've been making sure we're investing in those
Right.
systems.
But
It's
like,
probably, it's
to hear that,
probably
like,
a 10-year process.
Sounds like a bunch of bull crap to me. You know, just like all the systems that the FBI and the CIA use that are so outdated, it is absolutely ridiculous that all this taxpayer money is going to dated systems. You know, I wonder what platform are they still using? Windows 98? Who knows? Who knows?
I understand, but you do realize, like, to an audience of Americans, like,
Sure, I completely agree.
crazy.
I completely agree. Completely agree. Yeah. High priority.
All right.
Big investments in the last several years since this administration.
How about this?
has come in.
Let's remove it out of that. Let's talk about. I'm trying to get to a different answer. The idea of so why is it? Forget about the political appointee.
Okay.
Why is it that this organization, that is the most well-funded department out of anyone in our government, can't pass an audit and doesn't have a calculator?
So it's a big answer again. I gave you the IT backbone, but the scale is massive, right? So that's your point. Clearly your point is you don't like the defense.
She doesn't give a crap. Like, she doesn't care. I could just totally tell, but I don't need to be a body language expert to tell that she doesn't give an SHIT. She doesn't give a crap about why they lost, why they failed another audit.
Budget, which is fine.
My point
but
if you were a COO of a Fortune 500 company and you gave this response, you would be fired immediately.
But half of that, of course, goes to support the very people, directly goes to support the very people that you're interested in making sure get, well-fed, well-trained, well-equipped, and, all of that. Half of it's just salaries and benefits, right? So we can have a defense.
Patrick is right. Doge, fix this now. They're gonna open up a can of worms with this. I just wanted to share that small clip. I'm not going to share that whole video, but I just wanted to show how nonchalant she answered those questions, because for an official to answer those questions on why the Pentagon failed the 7th audit in a row is absolutely garbage to me. I'm going to run through some of these comments here. Jays V says, I think the donors made Harris make that embarrassing video for her losing their money and make her look crappy. Or ASF. Gut feeling. My brother passed away in the Philippines. We're trying to get his baby family here, paying dearly with a very long process. He passed away in August, still waiting to get him home. I hope you get him home soon. Hope you get him home soon. What is up, Michelle? What is up? Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Michelle in the house, everybody. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, late greetings. I am multitasking today. All good, Thomas. Robert said, 7 failed audits and still running tells me that they are in charge. Yep. For the love of bag says, this is absolutely ridiculous. Mona says, the left wants him to run for presidency. You talking about James Carville? I heard that AOC might do a run, but I don't think AOC is going to. I think she might do a run, but I don't think the Dems will put her in place. And then I've heard some notions that Hillary might run again, but at that time, she'll probably be like 81 or 82 years old. I think she'll be a little withered and a little beat up, and she won't have the umph like she did in the past. I don't think Hillary will make a run. I think AOC might, though. Patrick says, we do have QuickBooks. QuickBooks is easy, right? I'm sure they can invest in a better system than QuickBooks, right? An automated system utilizing AI. It's crazy. Rob said, this lady has no care in the world about where and any of the money goes. Yep. Ree says, I've started and built many small businesses. I'd be happy to look into the Pentagon books. It may take a year, but I think I can find the corruption. Yeah, even on her last statement here about pensions and salaries.
And, all are get, well-fed, well-trained, well-equipped, which is fine.
My point
but half of that, of course, goes to support the very people, directly goes to support the very people that you're interested in making sure get, well-fed.
So she openly says, oh, well, half of it goes to salaries and pensions and blah, blah, blah. You probably don't even need all that staff. All those folks are just biting off taxpayer money. Yeah, it wouldn't take nothing but 4 quarters to figure out where the corruption's going. It's probably going to her salary and her pantsuit. Michelle says, Tom is doing well. A dear friend with an estate sale unfortunately had to put out her mama in a nursing home. My condolences to your friend, Michelle. Jenny says, this is 7 audits. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why can't DOD pass an audit? Why did Kamala spend $1 billion and end up in debt? Yep, exactly. Imagine, guys, what she would have done with our money and our $35 trillion deficit. It probably would have been more. I hope you can join White House briefings and other podcasters. That would be superb. Yeah, I actually reached out to a couple other podcasters to see if we can do a potential collaboration, because there's some folks that I would love to do collaborations with. Thank you for that, Gina. Donna says, let's hope it's AOC. AOC, oh my gosh, she would get, I don't think the Dems would back her though. I think she would do a run, but I don't think the Dems would back her. As a vet, Patrick says, I am disgusted. It is gross. It is gross. I heard that they're actually putting out, they're thinking about putting press briefings at the White House in like kind of podcast environments. I'd be down to go. I would definitely be down to go and check out, how the situations ran, like probably like a circus. It's probably ran like a circus right now, but it won't be ran like a circus much longer. Yeah, exactly. Why are we sending $2 billion to Ukraine? Exactly. It's crazy. That right there, Donna, irks the crap out of me that we continue to send money over there. And there's people in North Carolina, and I bring this up a lot. There's people in North Carolina that are still struggling, that still haven't received FEMA funds, that are living in tents. Winter's here. It's crazy. And like, why? And they've openly said in a press briefing that they're going to send all the remaining funds over to Ukraine. Bananas. Thank you. I appreciate that, Michelle. Cool. Well, awesome, guys. I am gonna jump on out of here. It's a beautiful day out in Vegas. I am doing wonderful. Somebody asked how I'm doing. I am doing wonderful. I'm gonna hop on a little hike, and those of you that are joining us or that for this afternoon, check out the Discord group because My Mind's hosting an event. So shout out to My Mind. He's hosting a WWE event at 6 p.m. PST. But if you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section. And I'd love to know your thoughts on Trudeau showing up, kissing the ring of Donald Trump, Zucks kissing the feet of Donald Trump, shining his boots, saying, please help me. Let me know what you think about that. The Pentagon failing the 7th audit. Oh my gosh. Come on, man. Where's our money going? Drop your comments down below, smash the like button, share, subscribe, and I want to give a huge shout out to all the moderators in the chat. The moderators are awesome. Thank you guys for joining the chat, and don't forget about the giveaway. Just type in giveaway in the comment section down below. I'll be announcing the winners on Sunday, and check out the Discord group in the description link below. Other than that, guys, I am going to jump on out of here. Until then, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much. Oh, happy birthday, Gina.